The Return of Evelyn. Story inspired by Mia. Dr. Marcus Hargrove was a renowned scientist known for his groundbreaking research in genetic engineering and cellular regeneration. But his greatest creation was his beloved daughter, Evelyn. She was the light of his life, a bright and cheerful 10-year-old who brought joy to everyone she met. That all changed one fateful night. A reckless driver sped through a red light, crashing into the car carrying Evelyn and her mother, Julia. Julia survived with minor injuries, but Evelyn was not so lucky. The loss devastated Marcus, plunging him into a dark abyss of grief. Desperate and consumed by sorrow, Marcus turned to his work. If he could manipulate genes and cells, perhaps he could defy nature itself and bring Evelyn back. He spent months in his lab isolating himself from the world, driven by an obsession to revive his daughter. Finally, after countless failed attempts, Marcus succeeded. Using advanced cloning techniques and neural regeneration, he brought Evelyn back. But this Evelyn was different. Her eyes, once full of warmth, now held a cold, otherworldly glint. "Daddy?" she said softly, waking from the table in his lab. "Where am I?" Marcus hugged her tightly, tears streaming down his face. "You're home, sweetheart. You're safe now." As the days passed, Marcus noticed subtle changes in Evelyn's behavior. She seemed distant, often staring off into space, and her emotions were unpredictable. Yet, he was blinded by his joy at having her back. One evening, while watching the news, Marcus saw a report about a car accident. The driver who had caused the crash that killed Evelyn had been found dead under mysterious circumstances. His body was mangled and the police had no leads. Marcus felt a chill run down his spine. He dismissed it as coincidence, but as more people connected to the accident met similar fates, he couldn't ignore the pattern. Each death was brutal, and each victim had been involved in Evelyn's accident. One night, Marcus awoke to find Evelyn's bed empty. Panic surged through him as he searched the house. He found her in the basement, standing over a figure tied to a chair, the last surviving person responsible for the crash. "Evelyn, no!" Marcus shouted, rushing to her side. "This isn't you." Her eyes glowed with an eerie light. "They hurt me, Daddy. They need to pay." Tears streamed down Marcus's face. "I know you're angry, but this isn't right. We can't change what happened. You're better than this." For a moment, Evelyn's expression softened. "Daddy, I just wanted to make it right. I know, sweetheart. But hurting them won't bring you peace. Let's move forward together." With a trembling hand, Marcus untied the terrified man and let him go, warning him never to speak of what happened. As the man fled, Marcus held Evelyn close, feeling the weight of his actions. In the following weeks, Marcus and Evelyn worked to build a new life. They moved to a quiet town where no one knew them, creating a semblance of normalcy. Evelyn's odd behavior gradually faded, and she became more like the daughter Marcus remembered. Though the mystery of the deaths remained unsolved, Marcus and Evelyn lived peacefully. He knew he had crossed ethical boundaries to bring her back, but in his heart, he believed love had ultimately triumphed over vengeance. They spent their days enjoying the small joys of life, reading together, exploring nature, and simply being a family again. Marcus vowed to protect her and cherish the second chance they had been given, hoping that the darkness of their past would never resurface. In the end, the townsfolk only knew them as a loving father and his daughter, unaware of the secrets and the shadows that had once threatened to consume them. Marcus kept his vow, ensuring that their bond remained unbroken, living happily ever after in their quiet, unremarkable corner of the world.